So in today's video, I'm going to be ranking the 4 movies based on which one I like the most, which one I like the least. So I'll start with fourth one, so the one I did not like very much, and then I will go up to the first one. So let's get started. So the 4 movies that we watched in order was Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, Castle in the Sky, and My Neighbor Totoro. So my 4th movie that I'm going to rank it is going to be Howl's Moving Castle. And the reason is because it was a good movie, but the majority of the time me and my sister, we were just like, what's happening? Like, we didn't understand the plot. At one point she was old, another point she wasn't. She was still old, but with her hair, it was still white. There was another scene where she was young again. I just didn't understand the plot of the movie. So basically in this movie, this girl gets cursed by a witch, and then she becomes really old, and then she goes on the hunt to find a way to lift her curse. But then the woman that cursed her, the witch that cursed her, basically made it so that she could not tell people what her curse was. So then she was walking around and people were like, what happened to you? And then she physically cannot say what happened to her. So then she goes on this adventure. She finds this scarecrow. Oh, I love the scarecrow though. I really love that scarecrow. And then she decides that this moving castle that she just jumps into is her new home. And I'm just like, who told you you can just come and walk in and just be a member of the family? But then she started like cleaning up for no reason at all. And then when people asked her like, oh, what's your name? She was like, oh, my name is Grandma Sophia. I'm like, no, you are Sophia, a little girl. Like, why are you pretending that you're older? I don't know. The 3rd movie is Castle in the Sky. There's a girl who's being chased by a bunch of people because she has this special necklace. Basically, this necklace right here lets her float. She was supposed to fall from this ship and she was supposed to die, but then she floats her way down and meets this kid right here. She wants to find a castle in the sky, and she is one of the royal descendants of this fancy castle. And then she and this other kid whose dad actually saw a glimpse, he caught a picture and he saw a glimpse of this castle in the sky. He wanted to discover it because his dad passed away, and he wanted to see what his dad saw. And people would always make fun of him and say like, this castle doesn't exist, but it really did. So the reason why I put it in number 3 is because by the time they find this castle, I was really disappointed that there was no living beings in this place. So I just came back home from watching My Neighbor Totoro. So it's really hard to choose between this one and Spirited Away, but I just decided to make My Neighbor Totoro number 2 because I just came back from watching it, but I still feel like I like Spirited Away better. I really liked the story. I really liked this character right here. I can't wait to find like a stuffed animal of him or like a graphic t-shirt with him on it. What he reminds me of is Frosty the Snowman. If any of y'all were like 90s kids or like mid to late 90s kids, you've watched Frosty the Snowman. Frosty the Snowman, he's a da-da-da-da-da. Like, it's basically, you know, that very happy snowman. It's like magical, like you put on a hat and then he takes you on adventures and he's so sweet. Basically, Totoro reminds me of Frosty the Snowman, and it made me very nostalgic. But the reason why I put it in number 2 is because I kind of feel like it's not as good as number 1, Spirited Away. So the reason why I really like the first movie a lot is because for some reason I loved that spirit, No Name. I don't know what it was. He was so sweet, and even though he was kind of terrifying in many ways, I was not scared of him anymore when I realized he did not like actually digest the humans. Okay, it's really, how do I say this? So you know how he swallowed a bunch of people, and yeah, it was really kind of terrifying. I was like, wow, actually, you know, I don't like this character anymore. But then he never like actually ate them, if that makes sense. He kind of threw them up. But basically he was always helping this girl right here. You know those little brick things that she needed to like fill up the tubs? He would steal them for her, and he was so sweet. He was just like, heh, heh, heh. Okay, if you don't watch Spirited Away, I probably sound insane to you, but yeah. So I really like how the characters would be doing basic things like washing dishes, cleaning the house, making food, and then all the characters are just sitting around and eating. And I like how he adds that to his movies without making it seem like it's redundant. Like, he finds the beauty in small things that a lot of people take for granted. Like, he basically romanticizes basic parts of life, which I really, really appreciate about the films. And I love how like Studio Ghibli films, it's almost always in nature, and it's always about the home and about friendship and family. It's kind of like ASMR, where you're just relaxing and you're just enjoying the movie. And yeah, that's all I have to say in this video. Leave a comment below. Let me know what other Studio Ghibli films you've watched in your life. If they're out of these four, like besides these four, what other films would you recommend me watching? Because I'm definitely down to like save like $3 and like rent it out on iTunes or something. But yeah, I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.